I mean, SMT disable or activate in BIOS. Disable SMT. I'll show you why right here. The 9800X3D is. I'll show you why right here. The 9800X3D is. Hey man, do you think there's any point in upgrading from a 3070 Ti for 1440? I mean, you don't really need to. I wouldn't spend money on a GPU upgrade unless I was going to like 4K really. 3070 Ti is fine for 1440. 9800X3D with CL44, that's fine. You can watch this one RAM timings video. Throw up my announcement. No problem, Alex. What's the setup you're currently running on? No problem, Abby Murray. I'm still using the 4060 Ti right now. I decided to use a mid-range GPU for the optimization video because I think this is like a common range, most common range that people are gonna have, and that's where it matters the most. If I use my 5090, it's like kind of pointless because you can just crank all the settings up. But I mean, it just goes to show Tarkov, you don't really need to go crazy on your GPU as long as you take care of your CPU and RAM. I'm rocking a 5070 Ti 98 and your preset 70 and this fucking game crashes nonstop. When is it crashing? Yo, do you know what is going on? Why is it so bad in scopes now? They did something with the scopes with DLSS. I have no idea what they did. It looks like the scope renders in a lower resolution but doesn't upscale back up. So I don't know what they did. Loading and in game. Yeah, the settings aren't really gonna affect that. I mean, you could run whatever settings you want. It shouldn't crash. Is it a new machine? Will you ever revisit the 5800X3D? Yeah, I load a lot of I still load a lot of 5700X3D content. It's literally the same thing as the 58 for Tarkov. In Tarkov, there's like no difference between the two. Even the 5600X3D is the same thing for Tarkov. But yeah, I load a lot of 5700X3D content now. I sold my 58, but the 57 is the same thing. Yeah, it's fair. I'm putting together 96, 90, 70. That's why I commented. I do understand Tarkov marbles, especially on streets with the 9600X. Yeah, the 9600X is decent. It's not. So I did a tier list recently. The 9600X is like a B tier. It's good. It's not great, I'd say. I'm running a new 9070 XT 7800. I've seen many people like me are having micro stutters issues, and I don't know why. It's driving me crazy. Like constant micro stutters, or what? Oh shit! They fixed the reticle on the RMR. It's so much better now. How could I squeeze out FPS with 7800X3D? Apology guy, but only like 110 on 120 Lighthouse offline mode. So if you run offline mode with bots, that your FPS is gonna be worse than going online. So real test is like go on a scav run, because an offline test with bots is like it's loading everything locally, so it's actually more taxing on your system than going online. Tried to run streets on ultra textures today with 5080 and 1080 crashed, and offline it's all stutters really frame time. If you're crashing, have you made any like CPU tweaks? Oh shit, there's 2 of them. $9,800 X3D with 5070 Ti, decent for 14. Yeah, that's ideal for 1440. I'm upgrading from a 57 to a 78. I think the price difference between the 70 and that was not worth it. Should I reconsider? Yeah, Shinigami, I would. At least in the US, there's only like $100 price difference. But for $100, you're not gonna find this kind of gain. Like, there's no other $100 upgrade you can get that's gonna give you 20%. CPU is like your settings, but SMT is enabled. Minus 20 cores, RAM is highly tuned. I ran some RAM tests and there were no issues. I mean, if it's a new system, I would try running it stock, like reset everything to stock and see if you get the same issues. Oh wait, actually. Yeah, you know, that's a good idea. It sounds like a lot of people are getting micro stutters. The only problem is, like, I'll have like the same setup people are talking about. Yo, Emil Sandberg, thank you for the sub, bro. I'll have the same setup people are talking about, but then I don't see the same issues. So what I usually do is like say, hey, this is how I set my machines up. If you have different results, this is how I would go about troubleshooting it. Like, basically there's things you can check, but sometimes you just gotta start back over and just do like a full reset of the system. That's not a bad idea. I might do that. Sounds like a lot of people are having micro stutters for some reason. Yeah, so like if you get a pre-built system, you don't know what they've done and what version like drivers are on, what version of Windows, what updates were done. A lot of times it's worth it to just kind of do a fresh start on everything. And in my new optimization guide, I just released this like not even 24 hours ago. This kind of gives you an idea of how to do that, from updating your BIOS, make sure you update Windows, make sure you update your GPU drivers, things like that. I think that's pinned in the chat right now. So, but everything in that video is literally how I set my systems up. Yeah. So there's no like secret that I'm doing. Hey brother, I've been watching the vids lately. Thanks for what you do. No problem, Dan. No problem, Omar. Thanks for dropping in. Bro, I wish I was 100 here because the 380 delivering starts at the 550. Damn. Yeah, right now there's about $100 difference between the 78 and 98. I did all things even videos plus many. Most I got my PC is to stutter less, but 2% lows still happen. So what are you using to track your lows? I want to build a 7800X and your vids coming in handy with decision making. Thanks, man. Let me know if you have questions. If I run 70 and should I get the 90? Yeah. Moshia, you can get a big boost. Hold on, I'll link it after this, but 78 versus 98, there's a big difference. High textures is the old medium. No, I thought it was, but it's doesn't look like that's the case. bro, nice to see you. I'm using Pure 80 on a 5080, 5090, 98. Use a Buildoid RAM time. Made a base gun fold over. Going to get my part. Should I try something else? No, that's, I mean, that's. Actually, yeah, if you have a 98, you can use this video to tune your PBO. I am from Korea, and your videos have been a huge help to me. Running system B850. 생두릅. 감사합니다. Yo, Befutumal Peck, thank you for the follow. You speak Korean? Yeah, I'm Korean. I am Korean, dude. 한국 분이에요. Yep. Although my Korean's gotten pretty rusty, but yeah. My motherboard is cheap, 1 gigabyte. It doesn't matter. You don't need an expensive motherboard. You can use the B650 is just fine. There's no difference whether you'd use like a X670, X870, B650, B850. It's all the same if you have a 9800 X3D. Yo, I'm planning to buy PC for Tarkov 980 Pro. Nice. That sounds like a good system. No, you didn't spam the chat. You're good. No problem. Is 70 to 90 FPS on a 5090 on streets normal? If you're on Klimov Street, yeah, it's just CPU bound right now. The 5090 can't really do anything. You can see it here too. This was with my 5090. If you're on Klimov Street, you'll see it drop to like 70, maybe like under 100 for sure. Once you hit Klimov Street, right here, I'm going under 100. The GPU can't do anything. Like the utilization is at what, like 30%? It's because you're super CPU bound on streets. Good luck with your Tarkov runs, brother. Enjoy the dono. You deserve it. Dono? Did I miss a donation? Oh, you did, Shanzelo? Sorry, I don't even see it. How did I miss that? Yeah, I don't see it. But either way, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Yeah, I actually didn't see it, but it's weird. Because usually I'll see a notification pop up. Yeah, I haven't been playing much. I've just been making videos. I still have to drop off the... I still have to do stirrup. I still have the tool set thing. Fuck, I think the scab got him. Yeah, I know. I'm dead. I'm just a nugget, pretty much. I have a thorax and a left arm. That's it. out of food. Fuck. Yeah, I'm dead. About to fall over any second now. How's this wipe? It's fun. I haven't been playing too much. I don't really know left the game anymore. The first 2 wipes I did, ever since then I just kind of play it here and there. Do you have a site where people can pay you for one-on-one setting sessions or something like that? So if you join my YouTube membership tier 3, if you come here and join the channel, there's 3 different tiers. On tier 3, I do offer one-on-one sessions. Yeah. Is performance noticeably worse on the 5800 3080? So it's like it's better in some ways and then worse in some. Like it's better on most areas. There are certain areas where, like on streets, for example, where it's a little worse. So it depends where you're talking about. But for the most part, I mean, performance is pretty good this wipe. It's just certain areas that are a problem. Can you buy rigs at 15? Nice. Oh, that costs a lot. Yeah. So I started getting a lot of requests, so that's where it made sense for me to do it. Otherwise, I have a ton of videos, and I can always, answer your questions in chat or in Discord. But if you want like a dedicated, block of time where I'm gonna sit down with you, usually they take like an hour or more, sometimes 2. That's the going rate for it right now. I know other people that charge like $100 an hour per hour. So yeah, unfortunately that is what it's going for right now, but that's where it makes sense for me, if you can understand that. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Emilio? Yo, Carp, Pure Yours. I can't name how many guides and Reddit threads I've watched since getting you watch your video. One more to talk. I've never. Hell yeah, Carp. I'm glad, dude. Glad to hear that. That's what I love to hear. Javier, running a 98. I'm getting a much blur. Even when looking at my PMC menu, Tarkov is the only game. What's your graphics setting at, Javier? Do you usually fix the issues your customers have, or are there instances when you can't? I mean, before anyone spends any money, I just say, what I'll do is help you look at whatever issue you have, and um, most people just want optimization, so they'll like have a new system or have an issue they're working on, and we'll go in and look at it together. I don't say I'm guaranteed gonna fucking give you like 100 FPS boost or guaranteed gonna fix everything, but I'll do my best based on my own experience. So, but yeah, everyone I've helped so far has been happy with the service. Usually, I'm helping optimize somebody's system. A lot of people aren't comfortable with doing it themselves. A lot of people will just watch my videos. I mean, I pretty much have a video on everything out there. So I never want people to feel like there's a paywall for help. But if you want like a dedicated block of time, that's how you can get it from me. So I always run Tarkov in a lot of vids recommend that. Just assume to be get me more frames. How can increase made FPS better? So sometimes lowering the settings in Tarkov will like reduce the GPU usage and then push more on the CPU, which the CPU is already CPU bound in Tarkov. So like yeah, it's like counterintuitive. Sometimes increasing the graphics settings will actually make it run better. 1440 running ultra texture. And it looks blurry? What resolution is it on? What in-game resolution and what is your like screen resolution? X3D turbo mode, turn it on for Tarkov. Yeah. Can I use your video 298 on my 78? You can if you want, but I have a 78 video right here. Yeah, Shanzelo. And like yeah, like I said, I don't want anyone to feel like there's a paywall for help. It's just if you feel like it's worth it for me to take a personal look at things, like a deeper look, that and something that's not covered in my videos. But like I said, you can join my Discord, and like I answer questions in there. And usually, like I said, I have a ton of videos on almost everything. So um, feel free to kind of, you know, ask in Discord first, check if I have a video on it, and see if you can maybe resolve it yourself through one of those before you go and get a membership for help if you feel like it's cost too much. So but that, like I said, but that's where it makes sense for me to do it considering my time spent. I'm level 23 in Blood of War Part 2 task is showing. Why reset my game twice? I have no idea, dude. Support at bsg.com. or whatever it is, Battle State Games. So foggy. Damn, the scope bug is so bad if you use DLSS. Yeah, thanks for being understanding, Shanzelo. And just like I said, join my Discord, post a message in there. We've got a ton of like really knowledgeable people in there as well, and I always answer questions in there too. And a lot of times I'll have videos on stuff where you can kind of self troubleshoot as well. Got a 7600X 5070 and get around 80 frames on most map. Even when it's higher, it feels super choppy. Are you running full screen? Or are you running borderless? Because for some reason full screen. Oh, you are borderless. Okay. Yeah, X3D is the way for Tarkov. Tried messing around with VSync, G-Sync, etc. Have you seen my optimization guide? Look at the pinned message. I just uploaded my new optimization guide. 98 cooler than, yeah, it is. They changed the position of the cache, so it runs cooler than the 78. Yeah, Tarkov, like you just need the CPU, and you can make your settings match whatever GPU you're running. It doesn't really matter what GPU. Got a 9900K and 2080. Am I just cooked for FPS? I mean, yeah, there's a certain limit you're gonna hit with that setup with the 9900K. Jake, you can use like OCCT. A lot of people use Cinebench. What's the fucking something mark 3D mark on Steam? I have that. I have a 13700F and 3080. What should I upgrade to? I mean, if you can get a 9800X3D, that'd be ideal. That'd be the biggest jump for you. Yeah, otherwise, I mean, you can get other stuff, but from a 13.7, if you have fast RAM with the 13.7, I mean, it's pretty decent. That's pretty decent. You won't see like a gigantic increase unless you go to a 98, really. Yeah, RAM prices right now are fucking stupid. Like we just got through the GPU pricing issues, and then now that GPUs are available and reasonably priced, now you have to pay out the ass for RAM, so it's like you can't win either way. I haven't played Tarkov for a full year. Did they improve optimization? Yes and no. Streets, there are still like issues on Klimov Street, but other maps, yeah, it runs better for sure. I think overall, worth it to go to 9060 XT with 57 problem reading and upscaling FPSs. Followed your guide and got my SHSTE. I don't know what that is. Is there a way to fix my game looking super blurry and shimmery, almost like rendering under native only DSR playable at all? Shimmery. When you're on native? Oh shit, I actually need that. Blurry and shimmery. What settings are you using? Got a 7600X with the 3070. Is it worth to go to 98? Absolutely, yes. Basically, it's worth it to go to a 98 from any CPU for Tarkov. The second best CPU, the 7800X30, is 20% behind in performance in Tarkov. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. Dylan, from a 5700 XT to a 9060 XT in Tarkov. I mean, it would be technically an upgrade, but I mean, I don't know how much of it. You wouldn't see like a gigantic difference. You could maybe push up your settings a tiny bit more. But 5700 XT is still not bad for Tarkov. Like, this is my 5700 XT running 1440. I mean, I'm using FSR, but why is it playing so slow? Okay, I can't go full screen for some reason. But if it were me, I would spend more on the CPU first. One sec. Do you do 24-hour tests when you tighten your RAM timings? No, I ran OCCT. That's about it. What's up, man? Just wanted to say your vids are really informative and the best I've seen for talking Nogobi goes in depth. Keep it up, man. Love you. Hey, dog trebuchet. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Your optimization guide was very helpful. No problem, Dylan. I'm glad to hear that. Are you getting close to 100 GPU usage in streets? It just depends on your GPU and what settings you run. I'm running 1440 1440 DLSS, which will pretty much max out the GPU, the 4060 Ti. How long do you run OCCT for? I don't remember. Whatever the test is. I don't really, honestly, I don't really, my stress tests are like the games I play. The only really thing I do with my computers is game and edit videos. So yeah, my stress tests are more like my actual usage. So I've been running those timings for however long, and it's been fine. For me, that's good enough. I know a lot of people like to say like, oh, I ran Y Cruncher for 96 hours, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine. I personally usually don't go through all that stuff. Why there are not Core Ultra on EFT tests are not worth it at all. Basically, since 13900K, the performance hasn't changed. And I mean, at best, it's like close to a 7800 X3D, I'd say. Shit, I got no armor. Have you tested 9950? No, I didn't bother buying one. I had a 7950 X3D, 79 like last generation. I bought all of them, and for gaming, they're pretty much for Tarkov specifically, they're pretty much all the same. Like all the 7000 X3Ds are within the same range. The 9950 is going to be basically the same as the 98. New here, but your guides convinced me to buy 9070 XT and 9800 XT. Hell yeah, Jared. Let's go. Hmm. Wait, the I is at the end. Do you use two PCs to stream? I want to stream as bigger than I know help, which I always do simultaneously. No, I'm using a single PC right now. I have been for a long time. I used to do two PC setups, but honestly, these days, all the newer GPUs have hardware encoders that offload the work to a hardware encoder instead of like interfering with the um, graphics encoder, video encoder. Sorry, the video encoder doesn't. What is it called? bring down the performance of the graphics encoder. So obviously it's ideal. It's like in a perfect situation, 2 PCs is kind of better, but in reality, there's almost no difference these days. He's so smart. No, I'm just really into it myself, so I just test everything. Um, in my work, I used to do a lot of validation and testing too. So like I'm used to going through different things like that. So how many PCs do you have? Too many, too many. Here, I'll show you something. This was my GPU. This is my GPU table. I think I have a better picture of it. This is like part of my hardware stash. This is like just one corner of it. There's more over here, more over here. This was my GPU table. Yo, Rin, what's up, bro? So yeah, I really, when I get into something, I get into it, you know, so. Yo, you can't mantle this. $78 and 90 is good enough for Tarkov at 144. Most maps, yeah. Depends what resolution you want to play. Streets right now is just, you're not going to get that consistently, especially if you're on this part of the map. But most maps, yeah, you should be able to. 9060 XT is a 1080 card. So like I said, it'll depend on what resolution you want to play to. On 1080, yeah. Yo, what's up, Worldwide? How are you, dude? Someone right here. The hell was I hearing? How do you deal with CPU bottleneck? What do you mean? It's Tarkov is always CPU bottleneck pretty much, so depends what you mean. Even now I'm CPU bottleneck. Wait, what the hell was I hearing, dude? Yo, Watercat, thank you for the follow, bro. I heard somebody. Open a fucking bag. Yes, customs and streets. Like you can see right now, my FPS is dropping below 100 here. This is pretty much the heaviest part of the map. That's why I use this. That's why I use this route for testing. Micro stutters, not really. But a ton of people have been saying that. Like you're like the 10th person who said that already. Yo, I'm upgrading to 78. I just need RAM. What speed and cast latency and everything. Honestly, just try to get 64 if you can. Although I know it's super expensive right now. I've heard the 48s might even be cheaper, but the speed doesn't matter. Here, let me... RAM speed. The capacity matters much more in Tarkov. When are you getting the micro stutters? Greetings, Vanilla. Used your 7800 X80 undervolt guide to help increase my FPS. Hell yeah, dude. Every map at random, even offline, there's nothing for CPU MS shoots up, frame time shoots up randomly. Huh. Have you followed my optimization guide by any chance? Is your BIOS updated? Your chipset updated? Have you changed any settings? Are you using smooth motion? No, not right now. RAM timings is a lot of just testing back and forth. If you haven't, do you have an X3D? Honestly, it doesn't really matter that much for X3Ds. Yeah, but if you this process also a thing to help. I personally don't use it. I've had more problems with it than benefits. But if you want to mess with RAM timings, I recommend you check out Buildzoid. He's the guy I watch for all my RAM stuff. The guy's a genius. Whether you use the setting or not, using X3D turbo mode in the BIOS does make a difference in Tarkov. So if you want to leave SMT on, that's fine. Just know that if you change the setting in BIOS, there is a benefit in the game. Should upgrade to Intel 14th gen if you want. If you want the best Tarkov performance, I'd recommend you go with the 9800X3D. The 14th gen Intel is basically the same as the 13th gen. Shit, that hurt. What the fuck? From where?
Сука.
Yeah, the Nikita voice is so awesome. Where did he hit me from? Oh.
Thanks for making some God tier optimization guides available to the community. Sent you $25 on Ko-fi. Much love, everyone subscribe to this goat.
Hollow2, thank you for the fucking... Thank you for the fucking generous support, man. Damn. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, I'm glad it's helpful. That means a lot to me. Thank you so much for the support. That helps me a lot. And I love to know it's actually helping the real gamers out there. So I appreciate it, bro. Can we get W's for Hollow Tooth? Dude, thank you, man. That's huge support, dude. Thank you. So generous. Deserve for your work. Have a good talk off session. Thanks, bro. I really appreciate it, dude. Thanks so much. No, timings honestly won't benefit you in Tarkov with the next 3D. I just linked a video showing that. Need food. I'll find your link in a second. Oh, there's like 2 links above. 32 versus 64 RAM video. And then a RAM timing video. Let's see. Yeah, right here, RAM speed. I mean, even if you run it at like minimum, like just stock speeds, you'll be fine. Yo, what's up, Vagabond? Hey, bro, how do you think about X3D Turbo Mode? I got a hotkey. I gotta make this a command. Hang on. Turbo Mode is good for Tarkov. Run it. You to go. Thanks, bro. Hope the stuff I find is helpful. Get up here. Thanks, bro. I didn't know you've already uploaded. Yeah, dude, I have a video for everything. Yo, Braden Bidlock, thank you for the sub, bro. Just wondering if United Streets was before you after you tuned the video. It's after I tuned it there, yeah. It is tuned. What the fucking fuck? PvE stutters. Do you use do you do local hosting or do you play on BSG servers? I think I forget. I haven't played PvE for a long time, but there's a way to choose local hosting or BSG server. Oh, you have to play co-op to play BSG servers? I see. Oh, they removed it for solos. Probably taking up too much server space. I see. Yeah, I haven't played PvE for a while.
Should DLSS quality look better than Tar-High?
Yo, World Wed, thanks, bro. I appreciate it. Can we get W's for World Wed? Always coming through with big support for the channel. Should DLSS quality look better than TA High? If you use DLSS 4, in my opinion, yeah. But right now, because of the DLSS bug, sometimes it can look worse if you're scoped in. Overall, it does look better, but if you're scoped in, it can look worse. I tried TA High, but it looked bad to me. Really? Because I think TA High looks pretty good usually. Oh, you use TAA over TAA high. Oh, it's true Minister of Optimization streaming. Thanks for the 90. I'm playing TJ BIOS guy. And then hell yeah, Joku. Um, Joku, I just released my new optimization guide too, so check that out. It's less than 24 hours old right now, so make sure you check that out. I'm getting pretty tired though. It's past midnight for me here. Building a 98 with a 5080. Would you recommend undervolting CPU and or GPU? Undervolt the CPU, yes, absolutely. Fusion, there's a video here, the 98 tune video. The 5080, I mean, you can. I don't know if you'll just get better. You'll just get better thermals, really. Because you'll be CPU bound anyways. Tried both. Just everything looks off. I'm just running my 13 on 1440 and display setting game with deals. That's cool. So, Worldwide, did you change your actual Windows display resolution too? Yeah, watching new guys on my watch later. Hell yeah, Joku. I have a 78 and 40. Should I sell the 78 get 98 or do I have to save more? No, get a 98 first. You can always just like for example, I'm running my 4060 Ti today because I use it for my optimization guide. You can run 1440 DLSS with high frames, or you can go 1080 native. So for Tarkov, I'd always say go with upgrade your CPU first. Does it look crappy in 4K as well, Worldwide? I mean, for me, when I go 1440 on my 32-inch 4K monitor, it looks fine. But some people say it looks blurry for them. Honestly, mine looks completely fine, but maybe some people just don't like everything running just in pure setting look worse. Change back to DLS is perfect. Yeah, it's probably the settings. And I don't know, TAA high. For me, I think I don't know. It looks fine to me. For example, yeah, this video. I mean, this is TAA high. I'm not running FSR or anything on this. Like this video. Do you notice the same thing in this video, Worldwide? More of the lines jagged. Yeah, so DLSS 4 makes the image much cleaner. That's why DLSS 4 was so good when it first came out until they fucked up the scopes. But everything looks much cleaner. The lines are cleaner. You'll see like a little more jaggies if you go TAA versus DLSS 4. Oh no, 5080 can handle ultra textures easily, yeah. But yeah guys, I'm getting pretty tired. What? Oh, I thought there was a new River Monsters. I was like, no way. Um I'm gonna call it a night here, but thanks for being on, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. If I missed your question or you have another question, make sure you join my Discord. Ultra textures on 9070 XT, yes, you can. See you later, Jacob. See you, Joku. See you, Worldwide, Vagabond, Awakening. What else we got? Fusion. I appreciate you guys being on. Generic V, see you, man. You know, even though I just woke up, glad I got to join for a sec. Yeah, I'm glad you came too, man. I'm gonna try to stream more regularly. But I appreciate you guys being on. Hope you have a good night. Thanks for your settings. You saved my life. Hell yeah, dude. I love to hear that. So join my Discord if you're not there. You can always hit me up there. And community's growing. We're almost up to 1,700 people already. So, love to have you there. If I missed your question or chat, just hit me up there. All right. Have a good night, guys. Peace. See you, Vanilla. $7 a.m. Have a good day then. Your day is just starting. Yeah. I'm about to go to sleep. It's 12:30 for me, midnight. All right, I'm really signing off now. See you later, guys. Peace.